Hey, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties, and uncles, let's get into these vegan sweet potato cinnamon rolls. I am so proud of this recipe. I wanted some cinnamon rolls, but it's around Thanksgiving time. I had some sweet potatoes, and I was like, you know what? Let's judge this on up a bit and do some sweet potato cinnamon rolls, and that's what I did. So here I am just getting ready to proof my yeast. I'm adding in my almond milk at room temperature. It takes forever for things to get at room temperature. I actually had to heat it up and just let it sit and cool down. You can see me there adding my sugar, and don't be intimidated by yeast. I used to be so intimidated by yeast. I used to check the thermometer inside my place, making sure that the temperature is just right because yeast will die, y'all, or it will not activate. So you want to make sure you're doing everything at the right temperature, which is warm room temperature. Room temperature meaning you stick a clean finger in and you don't feel anything, no hot, no cold, just room temperature. After we add our flour and our yeast together and everything, I'm just bringing it all together, and I'm going to let this rise for about an hour or an hour and a half. I think I did about an hour. And then we're going to flour our surface. As you can see, I changed shirts in this video because I'm using active dry yeast because it's better than rapid rise, okay? And so it takes a minute. You got to let it rise. You got to let it rest. You got to let it do this. So I went through about 2 shirts making this recipe. It was late at night when I made this, but after your dough has rose, am I saying that right? Yeah. After your dough has rose, we're going to flour our surface, and we're going to knead. You want to knead for about 9 to 10 minutes until the dough is soft. Don't under knead and just assume like, oh, it'll be okay. I knead it for 5 minutes. No, ma'am. You want to knead. If you're doing it with your hand, 9 to 10 minutes. Okay. After we're kneading, we're going to get that air out, and we are ready to roll out our dough for our cinnamon rolls. This dough, it's so delicious. It's very thick. It's fluffy. It was giving me like, after I put the cream cheese and everything on it, it was giving me like a sticky bun vibe. It was giving sticky bun. It was giving pillow. It was giving airy. It was giving fluffy. It was giving, okay? It was giving like when you peel it apart, you know how you wrap it around the cinnamon roll, you peel it apart, and it was just giving like this pillow airy like dough. Honey, these gave, baby. They gave. So you can see me here now just adding my softened vegan butter. And to soften my vegan butter a little bit quick, I just turn on the stove and then I sit it on top, and that's how I soften my butter. So I'm just going to get every nook and cranny with this vegan butter. You guys, I'm going to try next time. I'm going to do an apple pie version of the cinnamon rolls. That will be delicious. And then you can see me here as well, just sprinkling on my organic brown sugar. I'm going to get every nook and cranny, and I think I use probably about half a cup. Now I'm using brown sugar for this, but for the sweet potato puree, I'm going to use the cane sugar, and those 2 sugars together, just dynamite, okay? Dynamite. So after I sprinkle on my brown sugar, I'm going to also spread it with my spatula. And if you guys can hear how this sounds, it sounds like sand, like I was sanding something, okay? I'm over here sanding cinnamon rolls. You hear me? Okay. So it smells so delicious in here. Like I said, guys, I had to stop myself from eating these because they're big too. Like after they're done, they're huge. So I had a big workout in the gym, had to get it in, honey. And then I went and got my cinnamon. Cannot forget about the cinnamon. These are cinnamon rolls. And you want to sprinkle your cinnamon every nook and cranny. We're getting edges, we getting sides, we getting middles, we getting parts where there's nothing. We getting it all. And then our sweet potatoes was ready. My oven beeped, so our sweet potatoes were ready. I let them cool, and then we're going to open them. And I use like the medium fat ones. Those have the best sweet potato flavor to me. I blended those to make them smooth, added some organic cane sugar, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, some heavy whipping cream. And then I'm just going to blend that. Cannot forget about the vanilla extract. I almost forgot, honey. How can you forget about the vanilla extract? Added the vanilla extract in, and our sweet potato puree is ready. And I'm going to spread this onto our cinnamon rolls. And be careful not to spread too much because you don't want the cinnamon rolls to come apart. But I spread it an even thin layer, and when it cooked on the dough, so it was even better. Oh my God, be sure not to use too much sweet potato puree. And then I added some pecans, and then we are going to tuck and roll like an alligator. We just tucking and rolling. Make sure you are tucking very tight because you don't want your delicious cinnamon rolls to get messed up because you didn't tuck tight enough, okay? Because after you mess this up, as you can see, it gets a little messy with that sweet potato puree. It may not be no going back, okay? So we're going to seal our edges with some softened vegan butter, and then I'm going to use dental floss to cut my cinnamon rolls. It is the best way to cut cinnamon rolls. They will stay swirled. The circle swirls will stay there instead of with a knife. It kind of make it come apart, if you will, and then you cut and you only get to the middle. So always just use dental floss is the best way to go for your cinnamon rolls. And then we're going to let these rest after we get them all cut and everything. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so proud of this recipe, y'all. I'm so proud of this recipe. You just don't know. Okay. So we're going to let them rest for about 30 minutes before putting them into the oven. I'm just making up the cinnamon rolls. Like I said, they're really big, guys. And then after they rest, they're going to double in size again, y'all. Baby, that yeast is no joke. So you can never go wrong with pecans. So I added some more pecans on top. Have you ever heard of a sweet potato cream cheese frosting? Get in here. So I added some BioLife vegan cream cheese, some organic powdered sugar, some vanilla extract, and some of that sweet potato puree. Sweet potato cream cheese frosting. Put some respect on my name, honey. Put some respect on my name. After we bake these in the oven on 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to spread our sweet potato cream cheese frosting. You guys, everybody in your family love them. To be honest with you, I think if you bring these as a dish on the holiday, whether it's for breakfast, whether it's for dessert, or whether it's just for a snack, everybody will love you. See you in the next one. Bye.